Welcome back to Top Tier Trivia, where the buffalo still roam. In the Wild Wild West, where cowboys roamed and stagecoaches were prime targets, one petite lady named Pearl Hart decided to spice things up. Born Pearl Taylor in Ontario, Canada, she was raised in a respectable family, but her life took a nosedive when she fell for Frederick Hart, a gambler with a knack for losing money and a talent for drinking. After a whirlwind elopement, Pearl quickly realized she had traded a respectable life for a series of unfortunate events. They tried their luck at the Columbian Exposition in Chicago, where Pearl became enamored with the Wild West shows and the fierce Annie Oakley. Inspired, she ditched her husband and headed to Trinidad, Colorado, only to discover she was pregnant. Fast forward to Phoenix, where Pearl found herself cooking and doing laundry instead of living the glamorous life she had envisioned. And to Frederick, who convinced her to reunite, promising a stable life. Not surprisingly, he didn't deliver. After a violent spat, Fred rode off with Teddy Roosevelt's Rough Riders, leaving Pearl to fend for herself. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Pearl teamed up with a miner named Joe Boot, and together they concocted a plan to rob a stagecoach. Dressed in men's clothing, Pearl was ready for action. On May 30th, 1899, they jumped in front of a stagecoach, guns drawn, and ordered the driver to stop. They made off with $450 and a revolver, but their getaway plan went south when they got lost in the desert. After a cozy campfire and a little shut-eye, they woke up to find themselves surrounded by the sheriff and his posse. Pearl embraced her new title as Lady Bandit, charming the crowds and signing autographs while in jail. Her trial became a spectacle, with Pearl arguing that the law had no right to judge her since women had no say in making it. The jury, likely smitten, acquitted her, but the judge wasn't having it. Pearl was retried and sentenced to 5 years in Yuma Territorial Prison, where she became a celebrity behind bars. After 18 months, she was paroled and tried to cash in on her fame, but it faded faster than a cowboy at a poker table. Pearl's life post-fame was a series of mysterious disappearances, including a stint buying stolen canned goods. By 1924, she was back at the courthouse, boldly declaring her identity to an attendant. As for her final days, stories vary. Some say she died in Kansas City, others claim she married a rancher in Arizona. Regardless, Pearl Hart remains a legendary figure, proving that even in the Wild West, a woman could rob a stagecoach and steal the spotlight.